Today, we will be taking one of the fastest trains in the world that can travel up to 320 kilometers per hour. Japan's notoriously speedy Shinkansen. We've taken some fast and some interesting trains before, like in Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, South Korea, Taiwan, and India. But Japan seems to be ranking above the rest by being incredibly safe, efficient, and timely, with an average delay of only 12 seconds. And today we're taking you with us from Tokyo to Osaka in only the best. This is Japan's Shinkansen.
We have just arrived at Tokyo Station, and if you've ever been to Japan and especially Tokyo, you will know that the train stations are absolutely
chaotic and busy.
They are very crowded and they can be a little bit confusing, but at the same time really organized and quiet, as Japanese people always are.
Today we are going to take the bullet train, or the Shinkansen as you may know it, for the very first time from Tokyo to Osaka. It's going to take about 2.5 hours, and I'm very excited to take one of the world's most fastest trains. What I'm less excited about is trying to navigate this insane train station. I mean, it is really confusing. There are signs everywhere. This is going to be a little tough. So I think the first thing we're going to do is try and find a ticket booth. We're going to show you how we booked this train, what it costs, and what we're going to eat on this train in a little bit.
To take the Shinkansen in Japan is one of the attractions that you need to do.
I know, and it's one of the most incredibly convenient and super fast modes of transport.
So here's the Shinkansen timetable, and this is all the stops that we're going to. Our train's not on the board yet because we're very early. We're like 2 hours early for our train because we're too excited. But you can see how many people are passing through. This is only one of the floors here at Tokyo Station, but the signage is amazing. So it doesn't matter if you get confused, the signs are really good. And of course, Japanese people are so helpful, so you can always ask them for help. And the best part, everywhere in Japan is you have the vending machines. And here at these vending machines, all the ones that are blue are cold, and all of these that are red are hot. Absolutely genius. Okay, I think we need to go this way, my girl.
There's a green line and a blue line. There's ticket booths everywhere, so it's kind of confusing on which ticket booth is our ticket booth. The best part about traveling with your significant other is he tends to carry all the bags. Thank you. I'm extremely grateful. Thanks for carrying the bags.
This is what it's like traveling through Japan, going up and down stairs with a heavy bag.
And my bag.
And your bag. And your fiance's bag. This is us.
This is us, okay. It says Shinkansen and JR ticket line, so this must be us. Okay, how are we going to do this? It looks like everything is in Japanese. Pick up reserved tickets, that must be us. So if you're picking your ticket up manually, it may seem a bit overwhelming and confusing, but luckily when we booked our tickets online, we have a pickup guide. Because the machines are in Japanese, we've got all the little screenshots here, and we've got a little QR code that we got to scan. You could stand in this line and you might not be guaranteed a seat. So I would highly recommend booking it online, but we'll show you how to do this in a little bit. Let's get our ticket first. Then we gotta press this green button here, and it's all in Japanese, so I'm just gonna follow this. Okay, green first. Okay, now I need to scan my QR code. There we go. And that's it. So easy. We do have a reserved seat, so I think we're in cart 5, and then we're 9A and 9B.
So now that we got our ticket, let's get something to eat on the train.
We've got a little bit of time, so let's go grab a snack. So I see over here that they've got ekiben signs, which is the bento box that you would normally buy when you're getting on the train. There's so many options here, and look how full this store is. I think people have got the same idea. You gotta get your ekiben. This is kind of an example of what they look like, and they're heated, so you can actually heat this up. They also have other meals and little cheese and ham little packets. That's so interesting. What I love is that they all look like they're in different shapes and sizes. Look how beautiful these boxes are. and you can see what's inside plus the price. This is a steak lunchbox, crab. They have beef tongue. I think this one looks the best. I might get this one. I don't know what anything is, but it looks interesting. Arigatou gozaimasu. I got my bag. Oh, I made it out alive. This is the ekiben that I got. It's so cool. You got chopsticks on the side. Ekiben is like a bento box. It's pretty much like a Japanese style lunchbox. But the most exciting part is that it's self-heating. You don't heat it in the microwave. You pull a string, you wait 5 or 6 minutes, and it heats by itself. I don't know how that works, but we're gonna figure it out. I just got this one because it was really hectic in there, and this one looked the most interesting, so I just grabbed and went. Here's a quick little inside of the bathroom in the station. All of the seats are heated. I don't know if you can see that. Plus, on this side, you've got all your sprays, all your nozzles. You even have some music, just to give you a bit more privacy in case you get stage fright. So, what will happen if I press this?
So we're going on train 31, 1212, platform 18.
Okay, so platform 18. I think we can do it.
I've seen that there's 19 platforms, meaning that there's 19 lines of high-speed bullet trains. That's absolutely insane. So this is what the platform looks like. There's a train on this side and on that side, and this is the Shinkansen. And our train is here. It's Nozomi 31, that's the name of our train. According to our ticket, we're in car 5, which is this one. And then we are in seat 9A. And then you can see in this train, there are 16 cars. That's how long it is.
This is what the front of the Shinkansen looks like. Holy moly, it looks super dynamic, kind of scary. Look at that elongated nose. Can you imagine the amount of bugs that get splattered on this nose? That's like my first thought that I could think of. I can't believe how long this nose is. Probably one of the most impressive looking trains I've ever seen.
So it is just gone 12 and our train is at 12:12, so we have a few minutes before our train leaves. I think they're currently cleaning the train. What happens is as soon as these gates open, you need to get on really quickly because apparently the train leaves within 2 minutes of you getting on. It's absolutely insane. First of all, how long the train is and how often they come. I think that's what's impressive about the Shinkansen here in Japan. Even on the platform, they have a little kiosk, so you can buy some drinks and you can get some snacks. There's some fish, lobster, there's some chicken, all kinds of different snacks and treats here. So they've just opened the gates for us and we're going to be in this train over here. These are reserved cars, so it should say here reserved as it does. And I think it's time to get on, girl.
Here we go.
Car 5. And we are on the Shinkansen.
Look, this says oversized baggage area. So this is where we get to put our bag. Right here. Okay, so we got this little, put this little flap down so our bag doesn't slide away.
Genius.
Genius.
Okay, so I see seats 18, 17, so we are seat 9. Hello.
This is our seat. And B, look how much space there is. There's even enough space for this little carry-on bag. Got a beautiful view outside my window, spacious seats, armrest, and we've got a table over here for some drinks or some snacks, for my bento, and we can even see where the bathroom is, where the bin is, emergency SOS. Quite comfortable headrest. We've even got a coat hanger on top. I've got so much space that I could put my bag, both my bags, in front of me and still be comfortable. Plus, there's even Wi-Fi on board.
And there is even some overhead storage, so we can have some empty space around us.
Even though we're just taking regular class with a reserved seat, it feels like every class is first class because it is impeccably clean, well lit, there's enough storage space. I am so ready for this train journey. It's exactly 12:12 and we are already on our way. That is incredibly timely. They are on the dot. Perfect.
I actually read that the Shinkansen trains are so punctual that in 2019 the average delay was only 12 seconds long. Imagine being delayed for 12 seconds.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good idea.
Oh, that's much better.
Thank
now
you.
I have a lot more space. Thank you. So we've been on this train for about 15 minutes now and we've already made 2 stops. We're pretty much going halfway across the country in only 2 hours, which is already so impressive. Plus the timeliness of this train is just impeccable. It is outstanding. So now that you've seen us take that bullet train, I think you may have noticed it might have been a little bit stressful and confusing. Plus, if you're buying a ticket on the day, waiting in those long lines just don't cut it. But thankfully we bought our tickets on Klook and everything was completely online and it was super easy to use. So that's why we want to thank Klook for sponsoring this video. Klook is an experience booking platform with thousands of destinations worldwide. Traveling to a new country for the first time can be very overwhelming, but thankfully with Klook you can book all of your experiences in advance and all in one place. We've been using Klook a lot this year, especially for our tours in Japan. For example, we simply just searched Shinkansen on Klook, we booked in advance, and once we paid, we got a step-by-step guide on how to receive our tickets from the train station. It was super easy. Plus, Klook speaks your language and your currency. They have competitive prices that can't be beat. They also offer regular discounts, flash sales, and promos. And speaking of, they have a huge flash sale this week only where you can book all of your experiences up to 50% off. Use our code SHEVENDEV so you don't miss out on this opportunity. And download the Klook app on your phone for a better booking experience. Just click the link below for more information. Wow, so we've been on this train for about maybe 30 minutes and I'm already super impressed. So right now I'm standing in a bit of a walkway.
Because when you're sitting in your seat, it is so quiet because obviously all the Japanese people are so polite and considerate. So I didn't want to sit in my seat and make a noise and be inconsiderate to all the other guests. So this train runs at 320 kilometers an hour, making it one of the fastest in the world and apparently one of the safest.
And over 57 years of operation,
there have been 0 incidents and 0 casualties.
In fact, this is one of the safest modes of transport in the entire world.
Which is amazing to think that such a high-speed train is so safe.
And since Japan is known for having many earthquakes, these trains are also equipped for earthquakes where they actually have their own power source in case of an emergency. So they are able to come to a complete stop safely.
So the first Shinkansen was built in 1964 to coincide with the Summer Olympics that was running.
And that actually paved the way for Japan's leading system in trains, which is super interesting.
Let me give you a quick layout. On this side we have 2 seats and then on the side there's 3 seats. We're sitting on this side and it is incredibly comfortable and quiet to take this train halfway across the country in only 2.5 hours.
And I feel like if you're a traveler and a train lover, Japan is the place to go if you love trains.
I also just want to point out how fast we are going. Normally when you take a long haul train, you get to see some of the scenery and see the countryside as you go by. But because we're going so quick, you don't even have time to look out and see everything because everything is just flashing by in front of you. It's a really unique experience to be traveling on the ground at this speed. Also, we're busy turning right now and the G-force actually pushing you to the side, and even when you take off, the pressure pushing you back into your seat is immense.
Okay. Well, in every train that I have been on this channel, I've had to give you a little bathroom tour. Overall, pretty neat. So, here we go. We've got quite an elegantly designed mirror. We've even got another coat hanger here. I must say that it smells divine in here, which is not what I could say for other trains that I've been on here in Asia. We've got a baby sink and we've got some instructions over here so that please do not stand on the toilet. How to use the toilet. You wouldn't believe how many people need to actually read this. And then we've got the flush. Plus we've got all the contraptions, all the nozzles, the sprays, the bidet. We've even got an open and close, and you can even adjust the water pressure. You can also call for assistance if you need. The seat's up right now, so if I press this, oh my goodness, look at that. You've even got an open and close button. So if I push that again, absolutely genius. Then you've got a diaper disposal. That's amazing. I'm sure a lot of moms appreciate that. Plus a little seat cleaner. So typically in Japan, most toilets are heated. So I'm going to give this one a little test. Ooh, I won't be able to go to a normal toilet anymore because a heated seat is the elite seat. It's just so comforting. It's now time for chef snacks, and I think Japan's elite when it comes to train food. Normally train food is not that great, but I think in Japan this looks pretty good, and we get to try an ekiben for the very first time. I actually may think that this is not a heated one, but we've got some pork cutlet over a bed of rice. I think this is an omelette. Then we've got some pickled veggies. I actually don't know what this is. And then we've got some simmered beef with some veggies, some mushrooms. Is this noodles? But if you know what this is, let me know in the comments. Very fresh, very tasty. Pickled veggies, kind of sweet and sour. And then I'm really curious to know what this is. Highly recommend getting an ekiben when you're on the train. It's a 10 out of 10 meal.
Just like that, our train is almost there. We are about 5 or 6 minutes away from arriving in Osaka. It's crazy to think that we traveled about 500 kilometers in only 2.5 hours. If we had to drive here in a car, it would have taken us over 6 hours to get here. This is definitely the best way to travel through Japan. And we have arrived in Osaka. That was so seamless and efficient, just as I thought it would be here in Japan. We have literally just got off and the train is about to leave. It has stopped for only 2 minutes. So if you're getting on the train, you need to get on really quickly because it leaves immediately. And there it goes. But I'm just looking, there's 2 train tracks on that side, 2 right next to me, and then I think there's another 4 or 6 further on. The size of these train stations is unfathomable. When you're coming to Japan, there are trains in all different directions and you can travel to pretty much the entire country via train. So here you can actually see the aerodynamic nose shape. It kind of looks like a duckbill design, and apparently it has that shape to overcome the sonic boom created when the train goes through the tunnel. Now that we've got off the train, we've checked into our hotel and we're going to explore the streets of Osaka, but that's going to be in the next video. So please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when that video comes out. We have also made a first video in Tokyo, so make sure to go and watch that. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.